market. Anambra State free education policy records massive enrollment in public schools. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts largest heroin consignment. Canadian legislature unveils legislation to protect citizens from online harm. Good evening. Glad to have you join us on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enijoke. And before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. The news in detail. Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has visited the scene of the unfortunate building collapse in Odu Igbo section of Ochanja Market in Onitsha South local government area. 3 out of 5 buildings under construction at the market collapsed on Monday evening, trapping several people under the rubble. So far, 26 people have been rescued with 5 fatalities. Government House correspondent Ejika Bana filed a report taken from our studio.
The governor recalled that he gave instruction that not one shop should be erected in any market in the state without the approval of the Physical Planning Board and his signature, promising to redesign the whole place to restore sanity. Governor Soludo, who was visibly emotional, condoled with the victims and their families, expressed his sympathy with the victims and promised to provide every assistance to those affected by the disaster. He stressed that such incident is part of the impunity his government is trying to stop, cautioning developers against building without approved building plan. The governor added that his administration will take into inventory all the markets in the state, assured that the developer will be brought to book, and warned similar ongoing illegal structures in Ose or Bogu, among others, will be demolished.
Anybody who builds any shop that doesn't have my signature on it in Anambra State now in any market, we will arrest this person and prosecute you and put you to jail. Some other similar illegal structures going on, we are going to bring all of them down. We cannot afford to waste one life because of the greed of a few. We are deploying everything that we can get. Some others, excavators are also on their way. The first job is search and rescue. By the time we finish, then we get down to it. We're going to have a panel of inquiry into this.
Emergency responders have been working around the clock to extricate survivors and recover remains from the collapsed building, with some survivors rushed to nearby hospital for emergency medical attention. The incident has sparked public outrage in the area, with people expressing concerns over the safety of buildings in the city. The governor acknowledged the concerns raised by members of the public and promised to set up a committee to investigate the incident fully, assuring residents that the government will take necessary steps to ensure that buildings in the city are safe for habitation. He urged the public to remain calm and support the ongoing rescue efforts. Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajoui, Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Felix Odimegu, his Special Duties counterpart, Barrister Beverly Ibazu Nkemdiche, Commissioner for Information, Sir Paul Nwosu, MD Ansipa, Mr. Mark Okoye, Chairman, Anambra Urban Regeneration Council, Architect Mike Okonkwo, Special Advisor to the Governor on Markets, Everest Oba, amongst others, accompanied the Governor on the visit.
Public and public mission primary and secondary schools in Anambra State are experiencing increase in pupils and students' enrollments because of the free education policy of Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Anambra Broadcasting Service education correspondent Queen Anibogu went around town to ascertain the impact of the policy on students' enrollment in schools. Her report.
At the basic level, ABS News crew gathered that before the free education policy, Anambra State Universal Basic Education had pupils enrollment in 2022 to be 183,305. But after the declaration of free education last year, 2023, the number of pupils increased to 267,209. That is an additional 83,814 pupils and still counting. From the Post-Primary School Service Commission in charge of secondary schools, students' enrollment before the declaration was 98,740, but after the declaration, it increased to 160,888. That is an additional 62,148 students. It was gathered that a good number of out-of-school children are now back in school, as well as many who were previously in private schools have now resumed in public schools because of the free education policy of the Soludo administration. Speaking to the ABS, the chairman, Post-Primary School Service Commission, PPSSC, Oka, Professor Nkechi Ikedugu, gave a breakdown of the students' enrollment in some of the schools in Oka and Onitsha educational zones, pointing out that the explosion of students' enrollment in Anambra schools across the state, including schools in the rural areas. She explained that the state government is aware that such explosion will occur and therefore has been tackling the issues of inadequate and dilapidated infrastructures as well as that of lack of teachers in some schools, even as she encouraged parents not to hesitate to bring their children to public schools.
The government is planning to start building infrastructure in some of the schools where there are dilapidation. There will be repairs. And where the population are too much, the new structures will come up to accommodate the students. That was why I instructed the principals not to send away any child. Any child that comes should be accommodated.
The chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, ASUBEB, Dr. Vera Mwadinobi, reiterated that Governor Soludo cleared the backlog of the 2019, 2020 and 2021 counterpart funding that will mark the one from UBEC to make funds available for renovation and rehabilitation of dilapidated school structures, as the governor is passionate about providing conducive teaching and learning environment for Anambra school children. She allayed the fears of parents on the absence of monitoring of activities in public schools by saying that a body called Community Quality Assurance Supervisors and Monitoring Officers have been instituted to checkmate inappropriate activities in government schools, assuring parents that because of this body, most teachers in public schools have sat up in their responsibilities.
The Community Quality Assurance Supervisors and Monitors are also helping in checkmating what is going on in our public schools. So the parents should just bring their children to public schools where they will pay no money again.
Queen Anibogo reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, has officially flagged off skill acquisition program in Adult Girls Secondary School Onitsha in Onitsha North Council area. Correspondent Ifunanya Wanko has the details.
Professor Chuma Ude, represented by the Onitsha Zonal Director of Education, PPSSC, Lady Josephine Ibuanugo, said the introduction of the skill acquisition program by the school principal, Mrs. Chinelo Okocha, which is in line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's agenda of one youth, two skills, will bring about job creation in addition to their various vocations and equip the students to be self-reliant in future.
Students can get two skills. Then when that person graduates from school, the person can use that skill to establish and be comfortable in life.
On his part, the State Commissioner for Youth Development, Honorable Patrick Agamba, represented by Mr. Patrick Egwatu, said skill acquisition program will curb all forms of criminalities and pull the youths out of the streets in the state. Applauded Mrs. Okocha for reviving skill acquisition in the school.
School in our educational institutions, there's nothing like quiz education. So I'm glad and I'm happy for the principal who has taught it wise and to return this skill acquisition in secondary school.
Speaking during the event, the principal of the school, Mrs. Okocha, said the aim of introduction of the skill acquisition program was to equip the girls with necessary skills for the future, listed their challenges to include unavailability of necessary equipment such as machine for sewing clothes, and solicit for support of all parents of the school in area of providing their children with the needful materials.
Because of the level of unemployment in the country, I decided to introduce a skill that will help them.
The President General of Onitsha, Sachike Egwogo, described the program as a welcome development, having seen various skills developed, saying that a revival of the vocational studies will bridge the gap of unemployment, as there will be an employers of labor, urged other schools to emulate them. The PTA chairman of Adult Girls Secondary School, Pastor Israel Ugu, a member of Ado Old Girls Association, Mrs. Gloria Iwenafumba, among others, extolled the efforts of the management and called for the sustainability of the program. One of the students who showcased her dancing skills, Miss Uchechuku Edo, expressed satisfaction for partaking in the event, disclosing that her ambition is to be a dancer and a banker in the future. The event featured official flag-off of the skill acquisition, welcome song, dance and drama presentation by the students. Ifunanya Nwankwo, reporting for ABS.
This is to inform the public and in particular Anambra indigents that the sale of scratch cards for online registration for entrance examination into GSS-1 of Air Force Military Schools, AFMS/Air Force Girls Military School, AFGMS, JOS, for 2023/2024 academic session has commenced and will end on 13th of April 2024. This is contained in a public service announcement signed by the Secretary to the Anambra State Government, Professor Soluchukwu Lobelu. According to the announcement, candidates are to purchase the scratch cards and past question papers at the cost of 1,500 naira and 500 naira respectively at the protocol unit, Office of the Secretary to the State Government, Government House, Oka. For further inquiry, please contact the protocol unit, Office of the Secretary to the State Government, Government House, Oka. Anambra State's GARD is collaborating with organized labor and the state to provide quality health care to civil servants in the state. This alliance was formed when the leadership of the Labour Congress Anambra State chapter, led by its chairman, Comrade Humphrey Nwafo, paid a courtesy visit to the managing director of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Simeon Enyemichi, at his office in Oka. Correspondent Gozobileri covered the visit and brings the details.
Other members of the organized labor who accompanied Comrade Nwafo on the visit were the state president, Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, Comrade Chikwelo Adigwe, state chairman of Nigeria Union of Journalists, Dr. Odogu Emeko Odogu, state secretary of NLC, Comrade Gaius Chukwuka, and the secretary, Nigeria Civil Service Union, Comrade Kingsley Egumba. Briefing the Asia MD on the reason for the visit, the NLC chairman, Comrade Nwafo, said that ahead of Workers' Day celebration coming up on the 1st of May 2024, the organized labor is planning one-week action-packed activities that would usher in the Workers' Day and talks on health as well as health care outreach to workers in Anambra. Comrade Nwafo, while appreciating Asia for working tirelessly to give Anambra the best health care, commended the Asia boss for his continued determination to ensure quality and affordable health care delivery to the Anambra populace. Noted that the scheme has helped in no small measure in boosting the health of Anambra, a reason he said was what informed their visit to solicit partnership with the agency for the good of the workers.
We are here because our May Day is fast approaching. We deem it necessary that to partner with you to see how you are going to assist us.
Speaking, the chairman of NUJ Anambra State Council, Dr. Odogu, who is the chairman, 2024 May Day Organizing Committee, appealed to the Asia boss to provide health talks on the need to maintain healthy living, provide free eye check and issuance of glasses to those who may need it, and other health services they can render to really give workers sense of belonging, and to also give opportunity for workers who are yet to enroll into the scheme to do so, even as he thanked the agency's boss for not deviating from the purpose that bettered the agency, saying it was why the organized labor chose Asia to partner with.
The best you can do to this agency, to the government of Anambra State, is to come and plead with you to give us health outreach.
Responding, Dr. Onyemechi said that a lot of workers already enrolled into Asia and stressed the need for everyone to go on regular checks, know their numbers in terms of blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and others, noting that it is better to promote healthy lifestyle and prevent some killer diseases like stroke, diabetes and many others.
In healthcare, you have health promotion, health prevention, then cure, before you now talk about rehabilitation and the final stage is palliation.
In a vote of thanks.
Still to come on the news, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts largest heroin consignment. Canadian legislature unveils legislation to protect citizens from online harm. Here is a special message before we go on this break. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Stay on, we'll be back.
Scholarship opportunity is here. Grab it now. In line with the federal government's policies on inclusive, affordable and accessible education, the Nigerian Television Authority Television Enterprises Limited, NTA-TVE, in partnership with Chartered Institute of Educational Practitioners UK, CPOC, invites JAMBITE, IJMB, JUPEB, and other admission seekers to take advantage of this categorized scholarship to enable them study any course of their choice at Paul's University or Kano State and other collaborating public and private universities and polytechnics in Nigeria and overseas.
Pick up your registration forms at CPOC Educators College of Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Alex Ekweme House, Paul's University, Oka, Anambra State.
Or visit www.cpoc.org.uk.
For more information, call 0703 793 8856 or 0806 903 0670. Announcer Professor Marcel Ezenwoye, Global President, CPOC.
Admission is on first come, first served basis. Terms and conditions apply.
Come back. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted what it described as the single largest heroin consignment at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. The agency also arrested members of an organized criminal organization which specializes in trafficking heroin across Nigeria, South Africa, Mozambique, Europe, and America in an operation leading to the seizure of the consignment, which weighed 51.90 kilograms. The chairman of the NDLEA, Buba Marwa, disclosed this while briefing journalists in Lagos. Marwa said the operation was the single largest seizure of heroin at the airport. The NDLEA boss said the consignment was concealed in 15 cartons of 2,300-watt metal cutting machines. The country representatives of the Global African Network, Mrs. Bridget Anna, and the President Care and Hope Foundation, Mr. Ikenna Azomchine, have partnered to officially launch the headquarters of the organization in Umuonoli Ezoye village in Nibo, in Oka South local government area. The partnership and the starting of the new headquarters is in a bid to bring succor to the people of the community in line with the Public-Private Community Partnership PPCP developmental model promoted by the Anambra State government. The details.
Of the Global African Network headquarters.
Speaking during the launch, the president of the foundation, Mr. Azomchine, said that his decision to embark on the project is to ameliorate the hardship facing the people and to help them gain access to quality healthcare service and other basic amenities.
We are not only concentrating in Nigeria, it's a global African network. We are heading to Senegal, we're heading to Cameroon, but because I'm from the southeastern part of Nigeria, we first need this place so that we can have a kick-off point, our staffs can do the job.
Also speaking, Mrs. Anas expressed her delight to be in Nigeria to witness the official launch of the project and stated that adequate and efficient healthcare services are critical to bringing meaningful development to any society.
More interventions, and that's what the people need. If they say we need clothes, I try to recall clothes in Belgium or even in Germany, because I live at the border to Germany, and clothes or shoes of school materials and all these things.
For a community leader in the community, Comrade Chinwendu Ngobo, represented by Mr. Emeka Nwankwo, Mr. Azomchine and his counterpart, have extended the highest degree of human kindness with the exercise and called for more grassroots support and assistance in the provision of social amenities to the vulnerable members of the communities. Contributing, the project manager, Engineer Chibo Obalo, while describing the project as a display of genuine commitment by Mr. Azomchine to the welfare of his people, and noted that the project will go a long way to impact thousands of households, especially the youths and the aged members of the community. In their separate interviews, close relations to the benefactor, Mr. Nnamdi Chine, Mrs. Ngozi Nwude, and Mrs. Virginia Eze, amidst cheers of joy, heaved a sigh of relief, noting that Mr. Azomchine has once again risen to the occasion of proving himself as a selfless, true pilot and worthy son of Nibo.
I'm very, very happy, very, very excited to see this type of thing in our village here in Nibo. I'm very, very grateful and I'm thankful to the Almighty God and to my brother Iken Azomchine, the former governor aspirant of Anambra State.
Special eye checkup, distribution of over 100 high-quality medical eyeglasses, and dance by some of the women of the community were climax of the event.
Canada has unveiled draft legislation that would force tech platforms to quickly remove online content deemed harmful, including material that sexualizes children and foments hate. Online Harms Act, introduced by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal government, would make tech companies responsible for tackling 7 categories of harmful content and increase criminal penalties for spreading hate online. Under the legislation, Canadians would be able to request the removal of content within 24 hours, subject to a review process, and file complaints against people spreading hateful speech at the Humanitarian Rights Tribunal. The 7 categories of harm defined in the bill are intimate content communicated without consent, content that foments hatred, content that incites violence, extremism, or terrorism, content that incites violence, content used to bully a child, and content that induces a child to harm themselves. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page, follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service, subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points before we go. Governor Soludo has reassured the number of extensive investigation into the building collapse at Ochanja Market. Anambra State Free Education Policy has recorded massive enrollment in public schools. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted largest heroin consignment. Canadian legislature has unveiled legislation to protect citizens from online harm. And before we go, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that is on the news for tonight. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujake. Good night and stay blessed.